Harry spends his time with the Malfoys during the summer instead of the Dursleys. Although Harry had a great time at the Malfoys, Narcissa Malfoy was fond of Harry, but tried to convince him of the importance of blood purity. Harry doesn't really like her ideas, but wouldn't reject them. Lucius Malfoy wasn't always around, but at the end of the holidays he meets with Harry alone in his study before he leaves for the railway station. Lucius says, "Harry Potter, I hope you enjoyed your stay. Let me look at your scar. Yes, you have great potential, Harry. The boy who lived, the boy who vanquished the Dark Lord. Ha! Think about this, Harry. You have the potential to be just as powerful as the Dark Lord himself." Harry says, "I don't want to be just as powerful. I want to be more powerful." Lucius says, "You do you? I have something for you now. Perhaps you will learn the secrets of the Dark Lord in there. Go now." It was the diary of Tom Marvolo Riddle, but it was empty. Harry has no idea who that is and takes it with him. Harry and Draco Malfoy head on to the train, with all of Harry's bags packed without him even having to shop for any new supplies courtesy of the Malfoys. They meet up with Pansy, who sits beside Malfoy in front of Harry. Harry asks Malfoy about the diary. Malfoy says he has no idea what it is or who Tom Riddle was. Back in school, Harry starts to write things in the diary, sharing his deepest thoughts. He makes fun of the new dark arts teacher, Gilderoy Lockhart. During one dueling club session, Harry begins to speak Parseltongue after he uses a spell that brings out a cobra. Pansy is fascinated by this and tells Harry how honored it is that he would speak such ancient words. Harry begins to learn Parseltongue as much as he could with Pansy's help. At the library one day, the diary suddenly starts to write on its own, asking for Harry's name. Harry tells the diary who he is. The diary writes that he is Tom Riddle and gives Harry a moment of his past where he meets Dumbledore in the hallways and suspects Hagrid of a crime, but we don't get to see much more. Harry gets back to the dorm room. He tells Malfoy about the diary. Pansy grabs the diary from Malfoy and starts to read it. She teases Harry about what his stay at the Malfoys was like in the summer, but all of the writing starts to disappear. Pansy says that's too bad. Harry grabs it from her and Malfoy says maybe Harry shouldn't bother with it. Harry tells Malfoy that Lucius gave it to him for a reason, to find out the secrets of the Dark Lord, and that he needs to know more. Draco has a hint of jealousy that his father would give Harry the diary and not him. Harry becomes obsessed with the diary, but he doesn't become possessed. He becomes more angry, tired, frustrated. He would have nightmares and had to keep writing, since Tom would write back and comment on everything that was going on in Harry's life. Tom would write that he wishes to see Harry one day. Harry even missed Quidditch, which forces Snape to replace Harry with Draco as the new Seeker. Draco is thrilled. Harry congratulates him and says Quidditch isn't for him anyway. His obsession of the diary gets to him. One night, Pansy teases Harry on the way back to the Slytherin lounge. Harry begins to hear voices. Harry runs off with Pansy following him behind. Harry opens the diary back at the Slytherin House lounge and reads a passage that Tom Riddle left behind, saying that he wants Harry to meet him face to face in the Chamber of Secrets. The location is displayed in the diary. Harry manages to find a way to open it with Pansy, and they both enter. Harry's about to faint from exhaustion as Pansy tries to help him back up. Suddenly, they both see the image of Tom Riddle. Tom Riddle says he is surprised that Harry could have even defeated Lord Voldemort, and reveals that he is Voldemort himself. He calls upon the Basilisk to kill Harry. Pansy runs out of the chamber as Harry falls on the floor, weak as though his own life force is being taken away by Tom. The Basilisk approaches Harry. This next scene would be of controversy to fans who debate the topic, but Harry suddenly speaks Parseltongue, trying to avoid eye contact, begging the Basilisk not to hurt him. Tom says it won't matter because it only obeys him. However, the Basilisk refuses to hurt Harry. Tom demands that it kills Harry, but Harry starts to speak to it, pleading to listen to him, that if the Basilisk will obey Harry, it will be free to roam the world as it wills and not the will of Tom Riddle. The Basilisk obeys Harry and leaves the chamber. Tom is upset at Harry and is in disbelief. Tom says he is the true heir to Slytherin, not Harry Potter. Harry, who is weak, starts to walk away from Tom. Tom shouts at him. Harry throws the diary away, saying he wants nothing to do with it anymore. Harry leaves the chamber as the school goes into lockdown when the Basilisk leaves Hogwarts. Snape shouts at Harry for what happened with the Basilisk, that the Ministry has to get involved to stop it. Harry says it wanted to be free and he let it be free. Dumbledore meets with Harry in his office. Harry tells him about the diary. Dumbledore says he will have someone deal with the diary and the chamber itself. Harry asks Dumbledore if he actually is the true heir to Slytherin, since he managed to persuade the basilisk. Dumbledore denies it and says that Harry knew Parseltongue and he was special, but also lucky. Back at Slytherin House, Pansy wants to apologize to Harry for leaving him, but Harry says he had promised she would be with him to face Voldemort when the time came, but she betrayed him. Malfoy joins Harry's side with Goyle and Crabbe, and they tell Pansy that she doesn't belong with them. Pansy is furious and starts her own girls-only gang. At the end of the year, Lucius shows up at the school to meet with Dumbledore about the diary and denies that he intentionally tried to harm Harry. Lucius believes in Harry, who has great potential. Harry meets with Lucius and Draco, but says this time he's going back to the Dursleys for the summer, and as much as we want to know about his enemy, he feels that he isn't ready yet. What did you think of this concept? Want to see it continue? Comment, like, subscribe, and thank you for watching In the Plot.